back to another video, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound. And today we are here taking a look at this 2026 Forest River Wildwood in their X-Lite line. And this is the 23 ZEN. So you'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. This is gonna be a little bit of a smaller frame of a travel trailer from Wildwood, being the X-Lite. So I'm gonna try to find the exact specs here and see exactly what we're looking at in terms of towability here. This looks like it's probably in the ballpark of like at least 28 to 30 feet. My camper that I have is a 28-foot camper, and this looks like it's a touch longer than my camper. So I think it's closer to that 30-foot mark, and I'm guessing the weight on something like this is likely gonna be in the 6,000 to 7,000 pound range. So it's certainly going to be in that half-ton towable range. It's just gonna be a little long for a half-ton truck, so just be mindful if you're planning on towing this with a half-ton truck. If it's windy outside, you're probably gonna feel that pushing the trailer a little bit. If you're going over 65 miles an hour, you might start to feel some sway with the camper a bit as well. These are things I experienced with my camper that is about 28 feet that I tow with a half-ton truck. So those are things that you can expect. With a 3/4 ton truck though, you will have a much more comfortable towing experience. You can see here some of the stuff that they want you to know about here as well, but we'll talk about most of this as we go throughout the camper. Most of these things are visual things that we can see. So as we step inside, no window on the door at all. So, you know, just an interesting thing. One of the few brands where they don't have any window in the door, but that certainly doesn't matter because you have what is currently covered up with a decal here, since we're parked right behind another camper. You have a huge rear window in this sort of ZEN area. So all their models that they are putting the ZEN name on are coming with these chairs from what I've seen so far from Wildwood. So here with the 23 ZEN, get these really cool chairs. They swivel around back behind here and give you a really nice comfortable spot to sit. I wonder, they have a, look at on here too. I wonder if this is a leg rest that will extend out. Oh my goodness, y'all. I did not even know that. I just figured that out. They recline. These are recliner chairs. So sitting here like this, you can see you just manually push back with your back, and this will allow the chair to recline. Actually pretty comfortable. Good spot to sit and hang out. I feel like the chairs are plenty comfortable as they come though, even just sitting like this here. So a just nice peaceful spot to hang out with this huge window here along the back wall. If you get the privilege of camping somewhere with great views, I mean, you're really not gonna beat the views that you're gonna get with this size of a window along the back wall there. Along with that, you get the really nice light feature here over this space, so giving it a bit more character with that. You have a pull down blackout shade on the window, and it's going to be color matched the interior. So one of the only brands doing a color matched shade there, kind of a bamboo color with that. And then you also have the drapes here for the window that is going to give you another degree of just an aesthetic look to it that is a little bit more peaceful and zen-like, as well as obviously that ability to block out the sun with various different means there. With every pro in an RV, there's usually a con associated with it. So I think a lot of people might be quick to note that something on this is going to certainly be a insulation vulnerability. This is a single pane window here. And whether it was single pane or dual pane, that is just a whole lot of window real estate, where windows are always going to be the weakest point of insulation in an RV. So that's something to be mindful of, where that is certainly going to let in, more than anything else, a ton of heat when the sun is hitting that window. So just something to be mindful of with that. Fortunately, you do have a dual ducted air conditioning system with the AC vents right above your head here in that area. LED light strips here, they are dimmable LED light strip. You got the JBL sound system on here. And you know what, while I say that, let's go ahead and double check and make sure without a shadow of a doubt that these are dimmable. See how they turn on and off. If I hold down the button though, there we go. They are dimmable. They are in fact dimmable. So as you can see there. So I always just want to make sure and double check, but they are dimmable light in the ceiling. And then as we turn around this way, nice accent and character details that they add into the Wildwood as well, with things like these wood panels that they do along this back corner of this VersaFlex seating area. really cool the options that you get with this in terms of how you can set up this seating space. So this is where you're going to get a versatility of being able to move this backrest to the other side here to make this more of a traditional booth dining area. You're also able to lay the sofa down flat. And then in addition to that, the one thing I didn't show is that you can also drop this table down. And dropping this table down, you can take these back cushions here, you can put them on top of the table, and you can make this one huge long bed all the way across here as well. So lots of different options there that you're able to get out of this seating arrangement. Really, really nice. Down under here, you have storage space. It does come with these cubbies. Something to note is this is a slide out that is coming up over the floor here. So you do have this lip up to where this slide out is. So something just to be mindful of. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not really in any sort of walking path, so I wouldn't be concerned about like kicking it or anything like that. It also even kind of has somewhat of a cool feeling of, you know, you kind of sit or step up into the seating area and it feels a little bit elevated. So when you're sitting and hanging out in this space, it just has an interesting feel that you're almost just not used to more than anything else, because so many other RVs had their furniture sitting at the floor level, and this here just feels like you're sitting on an elevated platform, which just feels kind of unique. Have your little storage cubby here, pull down blackout shades on the windows. Again, pretty nice considering this is an entry-level travel trailer where that's not very common. You have an electric fireplace, so electric heat source for you in this space, 40-inch screen TV that it'll have here, but this is just a fake TV that they have in place for this event that I'm currently at filming this. And then you have this really cool pantry back behind the TV. So good shelving back behind there. In this kitchen space, no oven in here. So you have an air fryer that is a, you know, combo with the microwave. So you get some use of, you know, that for an air fryer there, a convection oven. Got some shelving right here, and then underneath the sink, open this up, and you got some storage space here. A couple different drawers that we have as well. So not a whole lot of storage there, because we also have a drawer here. Now, this drawer, it feels like it should have a push to open because it's kind of hard to get your hand back here to figure out how to open it up. You have to just use friction on your fingers to pull that out. So that's the one area. It would have been nice to have like a push to open on that. Magnet latches to hold the cabinet doors closed. You can see your handles on the cabinets are a little unique as well. And then you have two drawers right here that open up, and see nice solid wood construction on there. Looks like they're using staples, but they puttied over that pretty nice, and it's actually, you know, completely flush there. So it looks a little bit more cosmetically pleasing. Wrapped countertop material on here, so not a solid surface countertop. And then you have a retractable faucet. 3-burner gas stove. Outlet in the corner right there. And then it has a black traditional metal blind here in the window in the kitchen. Also have a shelf up above this area, nice space there, and you have your AC here. There's a Furrion air conditioner here in the living space that is ducted back into the bedroom as well. LED lighting up over the slide out looks nice. Go back towards the refrigerator and freezer. Now this refrigerator and freezer is allocating a heck of a lot of space to the freezer portion. That's something where a lot of other brands using different types of refrigerators and freezers, while pretty much all of them are 12 volt, nowadays, this is one that is definitely giving a bit more space to the freezer portion than some others do, where it's the Furrion refrigerator and freezer, but the refrigerator portion a little bit smaller, freezer portion a little bit bigger. Going back into the bedroom, notice the arched entryways in the Wildwood, definitely a statement from them as well that they've been doing for the last few years. Have the arched mirror there, that is a backlit LED light behind that mirror. Got your shelved space right there, and then we have some storage under here. They are a thermofoil style cabinet door, so it's like a wrapped style cabinet door there. Really solid material, very firm, but also very lightweight, keeping the weight down on this camper. Wrapped countertop material, tankless on-demand water heater, plastic sink in this bathroom. A couple hooks here, and then as we turn to the right, have your vent fan up in this space. Just a smaller vent fan here in this area. And then we have our shower and a porcelain foot flush toilet right here. And speaking of toilet, we have liquefied in here. This is a black tank treatment for your RV that's going to make sure that everything that goes into your toilet gets liquefied. You can find this at Blue Compass RV dealerships across the country in their parts departments, and it's going to not only make sure that everything gets liquefied that goes into your toilet, also keeps your RV smelling fresh and that black tank draining out properly. So something every RV owner should have for their RV, and you can also find it at Walmart and on Amazon in addition to Blue Compass RV dealerships. Going into the shower space, the ceiling height in here is not fantastic. So as I get behind the camera, because it's the X-Lite line, the ceiling height in general in this travel trailer is not super tall. So the shower itself is probably only about 5'10" on the height or so, somewhere right around there. And then in the shower with the skylight, you could probably be about 6'3" before you're gonna feel real cramped in there. So I still fit in the shower at 6'1", but my head is definitely utilizing the skylight for that. And then also with the shower head, I would have to duck under that a fair amount. As I turn the camera back around, it does have an arched rail system for the shower curtain, which gives you a little bit more width in here for what already is a pretty wide shower in this space. So good amount of room there to work with. And then that's pretty much everything in this bathroom space. Pass-through bathroom has sliding doors here for both of your doors going to and from the bathroom. See the amount of privacy you'll get with those doors. Pretty decent. Certainly not bad on the degree of privacy that you'll have. No latch on the doors though. It is just a magnet that is holding those shut. And then you have your latches there to latch them in place when you're going down the road. Now, really like the tilting custom king size bed here in the bedroom. It's a 66 by 78 size bed. So it's not a true residential king, but it is certainly bigger than a queen bed. And then you have storage here underneath the bed with some bins there, and then you have your access to the pass-through storage. Now, the biggest advantage to a bed setup like this is in pretty much any travel trailer, they always have an arched wall here on the front end of the cap. So a lot of travel trailers and really almost any travel trailer where the bed is going up against that wall, you don't really get a good option to sit up against that wall in any capacity because of how arched that wall is and how difficult that makes it to actually comfortably sit up in your bed area. Well, with a tilting bed like this, you do actually have the ability to sit up in this bed space and comfortably hang out here, whether it's, setting a TV up here to watch a movie. Something that's a little bit of a hack that my wife and I do, maybe one of these times I'll show it, is with this storage up overhead. I have an iPad case that has like a flap that folds over and goes over the screen, and then when you fold it over back this way, we actually tuck that flap up underneath clothes here in this storage space, and that allows the iPad to hang down right here, right in front of our face. And this would actually give us a good spot to just sit here and hang out and be able to watch a movie on the iPad. So little hack there that we use with with a particular iPad case. You're able to do something to that extent as well if you want. But having the tilting bed nonetheless, very nice. Also, the mattress on here is pretty adequate for the space. It's a little bit of a thicker mattress, and you don't feel, the base of the bed that it's sitting on at all. So I would say it's not a bad mattress by any means. It's something I certainly think I could live with. Back through this space, have your wardrobe storage here. So not a ton of wardrobe storage. You got a little laundry hamper area there as well. And then again, pull down blackout shade with that bamboo color here in the bedroom. And that is pretty much everything in the space. 2 AC vents coming back into the bedroom. So just one single AC in this travel trailer. Something to note with that, because this is the same characteristics as my travel trailer, is that if you close this door, that is going to potentially make it so that this room does not get cool enough. I've experienced this in my travel trailer. When I sleep at night, every night I have to leave these doors open. Biggest reason is because with body heat in here and things of that nature, while this room might, still get air flowing back to it, the thermostat for the air conditioner itself, as we come back into this space, let's see where the AC controls are at. There it is right there. The AC controls are right here. And the thermostat is either going to be connected to this unit itself, or sometimes it's another little portion that's a little tiny thing on the wall. I don't see it anywhere, as I'm kind of swiveling my head around to look. So my assumption is that on this unit, the thermostat is actually inside of this unit as well. So what that's going to mean is if you have this set to, let's say it's set to 70 degrees, your AC is going to turn off when this thermostat is reading 70 degrees. So while it could very well be 70 degrees in this portion, if you have both of these doors closed, and then you go back into this area, you have your body heat and everything like that here in this room, it could be 75 degrees, 78 degrees even potentially in a room like this, whereas inside of this room, it's still only 70 degrees and the AC is turning off. So that's something to keep in mind with having a single AC on a travel trailer. I didn't think that it would bother me too much in my travel trailer to have that, and it still doesn't necessarily, but it would be nice to be able to sleep with my doors closed if I wanted to, just to make the bedroom a little bit darker at night. And I don't get the option to do that because the AC just doesn't run consistently enough for me to stay cool during these summer months. But other than that, very nice travel trailer. Very curious your thoughts. No heat vents in the floor. You can see they're running heating underneath the cabinetry here. And then that's pretty much everything on the inside. So last couple things as we step outside. Again, if you're looking for your next RV, there's that link down to Blue Compass down below in the description and comments of the video. Because this isn't even on Forest River's website, I'm certain that it's not at Blue Compass dealerships yet, but my assumption is on a price of something like this, just going off of other stuff in the market, this is likely going to be somewhere right in that like $30,000 price range. So very reasonably priced, pretty modestly priced. And it's an entry-level travel trailer, so aluminum siding, wood framing. Has a little bit smaller tires here and there, a Strider brand tire. Has a standard leaf spring suspension underneath here. Propane quick connect line down under there, right by where your outdoor shower and small mini refrigerator here is. So you get a mini fridge outside. No freezer portion in the refrigerator, just a refrigerator in and of itself. Have a couple LED light strips on the outside. So an LED light strip here, spot for a TV there, and then another LED light strip up here where your storage space is. Coming back along this way real quick, electric stabilizers on here with a power switch for the extend and retract right where the stabilizer leg is. Can store a sewer hose in the back bumper here. Also looks like this is likely for a flagpole or something of that nature. I haven't seen a bracket like this on many rear bumpers, so I'm kind of guessing on that, but it looks like my assumption would be it's something like for a flagpole. Again, big window along the back wall, spare tire along the back here, and as we venture over to the other side, the non-camp side, see over here a spot for a bracket there to attach a retractable ladder system. And then as we walk around this way, you can see right here, your tankless water heater, 30 amp power connection, actually no, 50 amp. So surprising seeing the 50 amp, but no prep for a second air conditioner on here. Let me go back inside and double check that. Got your water connections here. All of your water tanks dump out of this one area right here. So black and gray tank dump valves, all coming out of that one spot. And right here does have a pass-through storage all the way to the other side. So really shallow on the door here. It's very skinny. That looks like that's probably only maybe 8 inches or so. The other entry door is a little bit bigger, but not gonna be able to load, you know, anything wider than that into that space because of how narrow that door is. And as we come back over here, 2 20-pound propane tanks, power tongue jack, and your battery. So we venture back over to this side. Now I gotta go back inside real quick and check on this air conditioning system, because that was a little curious to see that it's 50 amp with just a 30, or just a you know, single air conditioner in here. Oftentimes a 50 amp unit will be prepped to add a second air conditioner. But yeah, there's no vent here in the bedroom, so nowhere that a second AC could go. And this definitely, you know, a vent fan is needed in the bathroom, so that wouldn't be prepped to add a second AC. So 50 amp unit, but just one air conditioner. Ah, here it is. There we go. So it is prepped to add a second air conditioner here, but they would both sit in the living room space. So still wouldn't necessarily solve the bedroom problem, but would certainly help with cooling down this space more, especially with this big window right here. So I think that's more the intent with that. So glad we caught that, because I totally missed that initially. But that's pretty much everything I got for y'all. No solar on the roof. It is just prepped to add solar. I think solar is not something that everybody needs. So kind of a good move there, keeps the price point down, and then you can always get solar if you want it, and it can be installed at the dealership level to get you equipped with keeping your battery charged if that's something you want to have solar to be able to do. And that's pretty much all I got for y'all. So appreciate you watching, and that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.